Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for giving us the privilege to be with you, and also for allowing us to also ask you questions concerning your success so far. So we thank you so much. So as I've briefly told you before now, we are here to know how you were able to come up to this stage, how you started and everything. So we'd like to hear your the little beginning story. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'll have to start with my name, maybe.
Yeah. No problem.
So my name is Ama Anthony Chukwudi. I adopted the name Idu Designs from the name I was being referred to when I was still little by my dad. It was my dad that gave me the name Idu. So actually, I took the name in memory of him because he's late. So I decided to make use of the Idu name to run the business, as a matter of fact. Then on how the whole thing started, I think it started around 2014 after my NYSC service. They used to run this program, Said, skill acquisition at the NYSC camp. So ours came shortly before we left the camp, and that was like 2-3 weeks before we left the camp. They taught us how to do clutch bags for females. So eventually I came back home after service. I think I looked for work. Yeah, there was this bank. I went and submitted my CV, and as a matter of fact, I read accounts from UNN. So I submitted my CV, and I was like, depending on someone, I wonder what these guys are going to do with this CV and all that. So after that, I went back to that clutch bag they taught us in NYSC. I kind of told myself, why not try this thing out and see what happens. There is this guy that resides in my street. I told him about the whole concept. He bought it. We started. We went to the market, did some survey, bought the things we needed to buy, and then we started. But along the line, he dropped, and I carried on with the whole thing. Eventually, or along the line, I was only doing clutch bags for females. Then along the line, some of my clients now started asking about the matching footwear of the clutch bag that I was producing. Now into footwear. Yes, exactly. So now what really happened was that there was this other guy. As a matter of fact, I was residing at Colcam, so normally we all know how will I put it? Colcam is made up of skilled guys per se, be it mechanic, shoemakers, all whatnot. So I happened to find another guy that was making footwears. Now it was based on somehow on a contract basis. I'll get the contract, make the clutch, I'll give him the material to go and make the footwear for me in the market. So yet along the line that one stopped. The guy along the line, he wasn't that let's say committed. So now I told myself, what is this footwear all about? It's not all about that application of gum, which I was already doing with the clutch bags. Now what happened was that I now started looking for old wares in my house, old footwear in my house. I brought them forward and then tried dismantling them to see actually how they were being made here. So from there I started making mine. Initially it was nothing to write home about actually. Those first initial wares that I were able to make them. Because I think I still have 2 or 3 of them now, of which when I look at them, I'll be like, thank God I never delivered that thing to the client I made it from. Yeah, exactly. So after then, I now started practicing, and after that I started going to YouTube. It was more of self-taught through YouTube.
Serious?
Yeah, I never went to anywhere to learn. It was strictly from YouTube. So from there, I think I got to this stage, being persistent and consistent and all that, trying to improve in any little way you can, as much as you can. I think that's it.
Wow, this is actually mind blowing, because just saying that it's all YouTube doing, like watching videos online. Wow. Okay, another question is, what are the challenges you encountered on the process of getting to this stage?
Well, the major challenge of which everybody will almost suggest or imply is just finance, because that should be the major thing. And then I don't think whether it has gotten to that, but I think this question will brings me to this very, will I say an advice or whatever I'm going to say now. Because the thing is this, the point is this, if you want to go into this, or even any skilled stuff that you want to do, try and get someone that is into it and let the person mentor you or teach you per se. Trying to do it on your own will cost you more. It will definitely cost you more, because it did to me, as in that happened to me, no doubt. Get someone to teach you, or someone that you'll be learning from till you master it, because if you don't master it and want to go into it or want to practice it, the implication is that you keep making mistakes, and no doubt you'll be learning quite alright, but it will cost you more if you learn from someone's mistake. Learning from someone's mistake is indirectly learning from someone, because if you're learning from someone, you'll be learning some certain things that, had it been you started it on your own, you wouldn't have known some of those tricks, but you have seen someone do it. So basically, you have to maybe circumvent those mistakes and then learn from there. So in other words, the financing will now be minimized for you, even though that you are going to pay the person you are going to learn from. But I don't think it will be commensurate with what you would have wasted if you were practicing on your own. Yes, so that's financing aspect, getting maybe that mentor per se. And then after that, then the next challenge should be the equipment. Of course, most of the things we make use of here are not even up to standard. We are just using pure handmade stuff. That is what we are into. If you really want to go into like mass production of these things, man, it's going to cost a whole lot of money. So outside that, we can just be on the average of producing 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of wares in a day. If you're on your own, you can actually get more hands, and then probably it will increase. But there are certain levels that you can't get to if you don't mechanize, and trying to mechanize, man, it will cost a whole lot of money. So that financing is pivotal, is very, very important. If you don't get that, there is this certain level that you will not pass, and it is very, very difficult for us shoemakers, especially in Nigeria. I have been to Aba to see and experience what's happening there, and eventually you notice that even Aba themselves, they don't have all the equipment. What they practically do in Aba is this: they kind of segment the whole process in such a way that maybe you have a shop, you have someone that is in a shop that his work is just cutting of materials, or you have someone's shop that is just strictly on sewing. So that in that way now, should someone get a contract for them, maybe you give someone that says that he produces shoe, he will collect the contract and now try to segment the whole processes to various individuals that are into those segments of the process of the whole thing, so that at the end of the day they will kind of do it, produce in mass, and then. But you know what happens in such situations? Your quality control, somehow you might not be able to get what you actually want. It will somehow be difficult. So the major thing is that financing, so that we can be able to produce, scale up, help us scale our production, and then be able to at least reach out to the demands of our immediate surroundings.
Wow. From what you've said now, I've seen that there is a lot of is an opportunity for people, investors. Yes, it's also even for investors, because this avenue now needs more hand and more money, people with more money to invest in. So, all right, okay. Another question I'm going to be asking you is about your thing that's helped you stay on the track. You've mentioned consistency, and then is there any other attributes or principles that you maintain to at least reach to this level you are now?
Well, the major feat is just the being consistent, because in order to be consistent, there are other little things that will have to come in, just like say discipline. The time you have to report to work, making sure that you report to work at so time, not being at home or procrastinating about some little things. Just come to work as and when you deliver to your clients at the stipulated time you've actually given them, not saying today and then today will come and you will start telling stories and stuff like that. We are humans. From time to time we get to have those small disappointments, but at least if you're able to encounter that, pre-inform the person on time, so that at least you carry him along, so that not when the day comes and he or she comes to collect his stuff, you'll be like he's not ready and all. So try and carry him along. Outside that, make it ready before then, so that there won't be stories at all. And probably another thing should be, making sure that you deliver a quality or a good job, because once you're able to do that, definitely you have your clients coming, or even them referring you to some other persons. So these few things are what have actually kept me going.
Oh, thank you so far. Another thing I want you to actually help us know now is, I've seen some of your products, so their prices, some are in 20,000, 30,000, yeah. So okay, very few of them are in 30s.
Just one.
Okay. So I believe that this is also a kind of a way for the upcoming ones to also know that there is a future for this very business. There is future for the business. So some people are seeing shoemaking, all these stuff, as a business that is old-fashioned, that is not something someone can get into. So, but I see some of your product and the standard you give to it, because there is the place I've worked before. Your product is being sampled there, so their standard is high. So, and again, your brand, I believe, is moving higher. So my question now is, how do you advertise so far to get your clients?
Well, that's an interesting question, because ordinarily one would have thought that I must have been in one big shop like that to have been advertising, or have so many billboards, or that I must have started that way, billboards and then a big shop that everybody would get to see. But unfortunately, surprisingly, I didn't start that way. I actually started from my house. I converted a room, 2 rooms there, and I started from there. As a matter of fact, my office now at 6th Avenue, at 41 6th Avenue, came into being by, I think, last 2 years. 2 years ago. Yeah, that should be 2 or 3 years ago. That was.
You've been in the house.
I've been in the house doing the whole job, and my means of advertisement has been Facebook majorly. It has been Facebook majorly. So at those initial years, 2015, 16, even some 14, I guess, it has been strictly on Facebook. I will post them on my Facebook walls, and from time to time I do boost them. Now I'll pay Facebook for them to broadcast it for me. Yeah, advert. I run Facebook ads. That was majorly how I gained my publicity percent, because even my Facebook page now has up to 19k followers or likes. That's from those adverts and being consistent in posting your products. Yeah, post your products as and when you as much as you can, because nobody is going to. At times people will be like, I think I've posted too much. Or there's nothing like posting too much. Just
even when you're not getting
even when you're not getting attention, nothing stops you from, because this is the funny aspect of it. As you are posting, you might be thinking that people are not taking cognizance of the fact that you're actually posting, that they are not seeing. No, they do. They are just waiting for you to post the one they would like, one, and then probably to see how consistent you are, to actually even know whether this person is a scammer. So for you to just post and then say no likes or no comments, no, that will not it will actually stop. I suggest people should stop looking at those angles. Just be doing your things, be posting them. As a matter of fact, funny enough, those that make orders from those Facebook posts, they don't like your comments, they don't like your posts, they don't comment.
Serious?
I'm telling you. Posts, put your contacts, they know where to find you. They'll come to your WhatsApp, they'll come to your inbox, they don't even come to your comments. They don't like your posts. Majority of them don't. I'm not saying that you don't used to get, but majority of them do not even comment or like your posts. Yeah. So as a matter of fact, just keep posting. Keep posting. From that way, I think you can actually build up. Facebook, Instagram, these are the major places that those are the major social media outlets that I major in. Twitter, TikTok, I think is actually okay. Maybe another advice I could actually dish out is this: there is no point being on all the social medias, because those outlets or those social media outlets, man, they drain your energy. As a matter of fact, they are distractive. You find out that, talking about myself, at times if I come to Instagram to make some posts, I will find out that I will get distracted by watching other people's posts and stuff like that. So now imagine when you are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter and all whatnot, and you try to post things there. Now you go to Instagram and waste 5 minutes in watching other people's stuff and posts. You go to Twitter, waste 5 minutes or more. Facebook, waste 5 minutes or more. TikTok, waste 5 minutes. Rather than doing that, at the end of the day you might have wasted 1 hour. Rather than doing that, why not just select 2 and then be consistent in those 2, so that at the end of the day, you save your time, save yourself from headache and all that. Just concentrate on this one, and then you are good to go. That way you can build your publicity.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the information. It's quite enlightening, because me personally, I'm getting knowledge from them. So, and I believe the audience that's going to watch us will grab things from that. So the final question is, what's going to be your advice to the younger generations, those that may have interest in this business or those that they actually what can also help them in their own line of things. And looking at the way the world is now, the way younger ones are growing now, some of them are running away from work and education as well. So what is going to be your advice to them? Because I know you yourself, even though you are in this business, you are educated as well. So what's going to be your advice to them?
Yeah, in as much as we so much love education in this part of the world, I would strongly suggest that, especially university education, once the course you want to offer in the university is not a professional course. This is my own personal opinion. I'm not saying that it's world recognized or whatever. If you are not offering any professional course in the university, if you're not going to offer any professional course in the university, I would suggest you find any skilled work and start with first, even if it's possible, maybe for a year or two before going into the school. I would have said just practice those skilled work and even forget the university. But then I think there are some concepts, or let me use the word concept. There are some concepts you get to derive from going to university per se. There are some yes, it will help you maybe get to touch up your business or your skill or whatever you are into. But don't go to the university at the expense of you having something doing, because you might at the end of the day
getting a job after university. Is that what you mean?
Get a job before you go into the university, as a matter of fact, even. Because the truth is that most of the times our youths these days, they will get to the university, and when they are done, they will find it difficult to go and learn a skill. They find it very difficult because, as a matter of fact, they are now graduates. The notion, the concept, of being a graduate, they will now find it much more difficult to go back to the drawing board and start learning a skill. So that's why I'm advocating. Why not learn that skill first? Practice it for a while, earn something, be earning something from it, even when as you are still in the university, so that you can be earning, and once you are done with the university, you can actually come out and now see how you can establish it very well and then push it higher than going there, coming out. The truth is that we don't have enough job for our graduates, and unfortunately when they graduate, this ego comes in for them to go down and learn. It becomes a problem. So that's why I'm advocating seriously for people to learn a skill first. Maybe that the years or the year you are waiting for your jump and all that, use that and get yourself acquainted with some skills, so that at the end of the day you can even be getting some pocket money from your skills while in the university. You don't have to depend on your parents or your sponsors fully, and as such, when you finish, you have something doing already.
Alright, thank you so much for your time and everything. I really appreciate you, Mr. Idu. Alright, it's nice being with you. Alright, thank you so much. Alright.